It's been so much on my mind today. I've been listening to Sadhguru, cooking, relaxing, and just really being in the state of empathy. And I want to share how you are not alone. And even if you're by yourself at this present moment, as I am right now in my house, you still are never alone, okay? So I am Sage, this is Spirit Trek, and I'm a loner. I've been by myself in the comfort of my own space my entire life, especially growing up as a kid. When I was really young, I would say like up until college really, I was always in my room by myself, always, not going out a lot, never hang out with friends outside of school. To myself, I didn't open up much to anybody really. And that was my life. And there were benefits to this, and there were some downsides to this as well. Being lonely can suck at times because you feel like, oh wow, like there's no one there for me. You get bored easily. You might even start to have, self-esteem issues or self-doubts and wonder like, why am I not, around all these people? You start thinking that people who had people around them are better people. But what I've learned is that there are many people who have people around them and they're more lonely than you, or they feel more lonely than you. Loneliness is not about who's around you or how popular you are. It's about how comfortable you are with yourself. Because if you're not comfortable with yourself, no matter who's around you, you will still feel at unease. You will still be longing for more. You will still be missing something. And that's yourself. That's your self-love. And as I grew up and started to surround myself with more people, more friends, more crowded environments, getting out more, becoming more extroverted, I found that, it felt good for a moment, but it didn't really solve anything. It didn't really make me feel any greater about myself. And even more so, I felt even more happy when I was by myself, because I had learned over years and years of being by myself how to enjoy my own company. So the first thing I want to share with you is just that learn how to become comfortable with your own self, learn how to love your own self, learn how to be in a room or a house with just you and find immense joy, bliss, love, happiness, peace of mind, and everything else you want. We have all these things that we want in our lives, but if you can't attain it within yourself, if you're not physically able to attain that feeling, that emotion that you want within yourself, by yourself, you will always be looking and searching elsewhere. You will be looking for people, boyfriends, husbands, girlfriends, wives, new cars, new jobs, new vacation, new trip, new group, new tribe, whatever it might be, to satisfy that emotional longing within yourself. And it comes from here, always comes from here, right? But when you're by yourself, it gives you the opportunity to find that and figure it out for yourself, how to generate these emotions without outside stimulation. And this is huge, it's changed my life. Being alone saved me in so many ways. And I'm looking at society and it breaks my heart to see so many people doing so many different things to fill internal voids. Internal voids. Which means that you have to work on the internal state, not build up an external empire. Now, obviously, it's not easy. Being alone, like I said before, can be very tough. And you might be longing for experiences, and by all means, go for them. If you can, go out, meet people. I suggest you do it. Everyone should do it. You should explore as much as you possibly can. Learn the world, learn people, learn this nature, this life, this Mother Earth. It's beautiful out here. Being by yourself is not a curse. It's an opportunity to expand beyond the limitations we've been told by society. It's an opportunity to expand your perceptions and expressions and experiences of this lifetime. And in the beginning, I said that you're never alone. It's for this reason. The fact that there are people like you, people like me, who have experienced this loneliness, this solitude, this oneness with the self, this moment alone in the dark room, where it's just you, your mind, your body, and the environment around you. We've all experienced this solitude. You can read Henry David Thoreau's work about it, and it's enlightening. about how some time alone in the woods, in a cabin somewhere, is all one really needs. And because some of us have experienced this same thing, loneliness, being alone. By the way, before I move forward, being alone, being lonely are different things. Being alone is your state of being where there is no living beings in your presence. Therefore, you are alone. Being lonely is a state of emotional and mental longing or suffering, where you feel that you need something else outside of you to fulfill yourself. But moving forward, because others have experienced this loneliness or being alone, we are all tapping in to what it is to be in that state. It sounds very abstract, very mystical, perhaps, but if you've gone through something in your life and it made you feel, oh my God, I'm so sad now, I feel very depressed, I'm in this house by myself, no one loves me, and this, etc., etc., and then someone 100 miles away or even next door to you is having that same experience, in a way you're connecting. That connection might not be ideal, but there is a connection there, because as a conscious being, as an expression of the infinite, you're experiencing the same thing. Okay? And so this in a way connects us and ties us together. And I believe almost every human being, if not every human being, has had this experience of being by themselves, being confused, being a little lost, wondering, who am I? What's going on? It's all these questions that we always ask ourselves in our alone time. And this unifies us in so many ways. And knowing this is affirming, because you're not the only person going through this. You're not the only person thinking these things or feeling this way. There are thousands, millions, maybe even billions of people around the world who are going through what you're going through, or who have gone through what you've gone through at some point in time. And that unifies us as human beings, human vessels. This is a lonely journey that can be transformed into much, much more. But inherently, you come by yourself into this earth and this vessel with this spirit to live it and walk it as you are, as yourself. And it's very interesting, because when these cells, these individual cells meet one another, all we're trying to do is be seen and recognized as ourself, to be acknowledged as a human being who might not be perfect in their mind, but who is worthy of attention, who wants to be heard and seen, appreciated, understood, loved. That's all we're trying to do. I mean, think about a conversation. Let's say you meet somebody for the first time. How do you talk to them? You ask all these questions. You may have a little bit of small talk. You may be beat around the bush. You might be very direct. But for the most part, all we're doing in these conversations is trying to find some kind of middle ground, a connection point, a point to where we can see each other as we are. And conversation is just a way to get around, do and get the easy way, which is just ceasing all judgment, quieting down the thought process of saying, who is this person? Oh, they're tall, they're attractive, they're black, they're Christian, they're all this stuff. Quieting down all that and just looking at them in their eyes and saying, I recognize you. You too are like me. We're experiencing this together. That's what's happening. That's why I say that we're never alone, because as human beings, we're having this experience. And we don't ever admit it to ourselves or one another that, hey, as a human being, I have, these flaws that I feel within myself. I feel like, I get tired sometimes. I get angry sometimes. I'm happy a lot of times. I'm sad a lot of times. Last week, I got fired from this job. Last week, I failed this test. Last week, I got promoted. And all these things, these are human experiences. These are human experiences. And we so often forget the importance of the fact that we are humans living the human experience. Not the Christian experience, not the Muslim experience, not the Buddhist experience, not the black, white, Asian, Middle Eastern, African, whatever else experience, but the human experience, the soul experience, the expansive, infinite experience, which unifies us all at all times. And once this happens, you realize, hey, I am not alone, because just as I am going through this, you are going through this, and you understand. They may not admit they understand. They may not express or even fully know they understand. But as a human being, we have the collective consciousness, we have the energetic range, and we have the compassion to understand, relate, and connect to each and every person on this earth if we are open to it and allow it. So with that being said, I'm Sage. Thank you for watching. I'm here with you. I'm here for you at all times. And you are never alone, my friend. Peace.